Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Antz. Now, as you know, Antz is a 1998 computer animated adventure comedy film that was directed by Eric Dolnall and Tim Johnson, and was meant to be the first DreamWorks film. Now, the premise of the film is meant to be about C, who is meant to find what else there is besides being a worker ant. And we kind of see how the ants in the colony are assigned to different tasks. Like, yeah, you've got larvas being assigned at jobs by birth. You kind of got ants being stationed to a different place, which is kind of like an army thing. And pretty much after being asked to dance by Princess Baller, who is the daughter of the Ant Queen, as well as being Mandible's fiancée, causes C to kind of ask his friend Weaver, who is meant to be a soldier ant, and has swapped places with him. And after narrowly surviving a termite wall, and after a few mishaps, happens to with C and Baller on a quest to go to Insectopia, and afterwards tries to set things right. So the film itself has an important message about following what you want to do, about not basically think about having a mind, as well as thinking for yourself. And I think you can tell C wants to kind of feel like he wants a place. You can kind of tell he wants to find out what else is beyond just being a worker ant. And throughout it, we do see the characters learning some things, like Princess Baller learning more truths about what's been going on with Mandible, as well as falling in love with C. And you can kind of tell Mandible and Baller have nothing in common. You can tell Mandible is more concerned about making a better future for the colony, even though it's kind of shown for himself. And Mandible, on the other hand, is meant to be what would happen if you had Patrick Zoller from Gundam Seed or General Zod as an evil, mean-spirited, and controlling ant. You can tell Mandible wants to believe he's making a better future for the ant colony, even though it's more for himself. He's quick to get rid of the soldier ants that were loyal to the Queen, and it's clear that he has no concern or care for anyone. With Cutter, on the other hand, played by Christopher Walken, you can tell that he does kind of realize how deluded General Mandible is, and kind of starts to see the bigger picture. With Weaver, you can kind of tell he's meant to be a soldier ant, but after getting a taste of the working environment, you can tell he starts to enjoy it more. It's like when you have a different job, and you kind of feel like it's a new breath of fresh air. And the point of Artisca was meant to kind of get to know Weaver, as well as being kind of C's kind of female friend. And pretty much when you've got the Queen Ant, you can kind of tell she starts to get annoyed with Mandible's actions, and you can kind of tell that she starts to slowly see the bigger picture. And the film itself does go into dark territories, with themes of genocide, racism, prejudice, also false hope, and that. This was like the more edgier version of Bug's Life. While Bug's Life was meant to be about standing up to the bully, this one is about finding your own path, finding your own choice, and about making a difference. And this does remind me a bit of Gundam Seed or Injustice. With Gundam Seed, the characters do fit the tropes, like Patrick Zoller being similar to General Mandible, C being similar to Kira Yamato, Princess Baller being similar to Lacus, also Weaver kind of being similar to Afrin, also Cutter being similar to Isaac, Diarker and Afrin, and that's just how I see it. And I do feel when looking at the games they had, yeah, they even did a PS2 game, even though the film came out sometime later, which I may try and cover. And I also know the film did get in trouble with basically Disney over what happened with the kind of comparisons. And there was meant to be a direct-to-video sequel in the woodworks that just never happened. And when looking at the video game library, they even did a game called Antz Extreme Racing that was released on the PS2 sometime after the film ended, so showing that Antz was still around regardless. So I feel somewhere Antz laid its picnic basket, gave its story, and I think it's not too bad. So I think it deserves a thumbs in the middle. It's enjoyable, it's good, and definitely alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.